In 1794, Princess Maria Theresa of Spain died of smallpox at the age of 3 years. 2 years later, British physician Edward Jenner would develop the first vaccine, using pustules from a cowpox-infected bovine to immunize people against smallpox. This was far more effective and safer than variolization, the previous method employed to achieve immunity from smallpox. He published his findings in 1796. In 1803, King Charles IV of Spain, father of Princess Maria Theresa, would finance a mass vaccination effort in Spain's colonies under Dr. Francisco Javier de Balmis. The Royal Philanthropic Vaccine Expedition, or more simply the Balmis Expedition, was one of the most remarkable medical missions in history. Undertaken between 1803 and 1806, it was aimed to carry the newly developed smallpox vaccine across the Atlantic Ocean and to spread it throughout the Spanish Empire. It was history's first ever international vaccination campaign and the beginning of global health as we know it. As vaccines could not be stored due to the absence of refrigeration, the expedition used live human carriers in the form of 22 orphans aged 3 to 9. 2 children would be infected with the vaccine at any given time, and before they recovered, the vaccine would be transferred to another set of 2 children, ensuring a live cowpox infection remained viable throughout the journey. These children were under the care and supervision of Isabel Thendal Gomez, the director of the orphanage these children were taken from. Of the 22 children who set off from La Coruña, only one would die. The expedition set sail from Spain in November of 1803. They would first introduce the vaccine to the Canary Islands and Puerto Rico before reaching the American mainland in Venezuela, where the vaccine was introduced and spread to the local populations. In addition to the vaccine, the expedition also established government-sponsored vaccine commissions and distributed Spanish-language translated copies of the historical and practical treatise of the vaccine by French Dr. Moreau de Sarthe. The fact that America was precisely the continent where smallpox, polio, and measles were eradicated first was largely due to the Balmis Expedition and the vaccination boards that the Spanish doctor promoted on the continent. From Venezuela, the expedition would split with Balmis traveling to Cuba and then Mexico, while his assistant Jose Salvani y Leopard would head south and spread the vaccine across South America before succumbing to illness in the Bolivian highlands and dying in 1810. Today, Salvani is buried in the Temple of San Francisco in Cochabamba. Various branches of the expedition would spread the vaccine from San Francisco to Santiago. Balmis himself would continue from Mexico across the Pacific to bring the vaccine to the Philippines. He would also stop in China and St. Helena, despite Spain being at war with Britain at the time. The Balmis Expedition was the first step towards the global eradication of smallpox in 1980. It was a milestone in global public health, demonstrating both the reach of Spanish imperial influence and the first effort to combat infectious disease on an international scale. The inventor Edward Jenner himself would say, "I don't imagine the annals of history furnish an example of philanthropy so noble, so extensive as this." Thank you for watching.